You have listened this word several times in current affair, each and every time whenever government pass the budget, then what is the GDP? Each and every time RBI, different other international organization generally ask. Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a new topic, that is GDP. You have listened this word several times in current affair, each and every time whenever government pass the budget, then what is the GDP? Each and every time RBI, different other international organization generally ask or calculate this GDP. So most of the country, with respect to comparison in economic performance, development, with respect to progress, the economic progress of the country, each and every year or quarterly, they generally focus over GDP, gross domestic product. So we have listened so much time, the GDP. Sometimes we also listen the national income, just like we know about the individual's income. Then similarly, it is also the national income, but how we calculate, what are the method, is GDP or national income same, or they are different from each other? If they are different, how they are different? If they are same, then how they are same? So we will talk in this lecture on such several things, on such several questions. Further, you will understand what does mean by GDP, how to calculate GDP, whether GDP is measured based on current year price or based on fixed year price or particular base year price, whether we multiply the production of country with the current price or whether we multiply the production of country with price associated with particular fixed year. So all such things we are going to explore, we are going to discuss. So you will enjoy this lecture and you will have good information, clarity about GDP. So word GDP, gross domestic product. What does mean by this word GDP, gross domestic product? So three words are here: gross, domestic and product. What does mean by total in mathematics? Similarly, also refers to gross in economy. So gross means total value of all products. Total value of all products. Products means goods and services. Domestic means within country, inside territory. In India, inside territory of India. Product means goods and services. So goods, tangible goods which we can touch, just like this pen. Goods, just like this glass, camera, digital board, all are goods. Services, intangible, which we cannot touch them, just like teaching. You are noticing I am teaching here, but you cannot touch it. Communication services, transportation services intangible in nature. So gross domestic product means overall value of all final products within a country in a financial year. So it is total value of all final goods. Total value of all final goods and services inside territory of India in a boundary of particular country during a fixed time period. And this time period may be one financial year, maybe a quarter, maybe half year. It depends on calculation parameter. So gross domestic product means total value of all final goods. Now what does mean by final here? What does mean by final here? Not the intermediate goods, rather we consider only the final goods. Why we consider the final goods? So that to avoid from multiple calculation, miscalculation or double counting, to avoid from double counting, we only include the final goods. Suppose that tire, whether it is a final good or the intermediate goods. Suppose if this tire is being used in manufacturing a car, if this tire has been used, then it is intermediate goods. Then total value of car will be included in calculation of GDP. If suppose that tire get punctured, retired after some time period, it need to be replaced, then tire will be work as the final goods. We will include later on the value of replaced tire. Now further still how we calculate GDP, total value of all final goods and services produced on a boundary of country during particular time period, generally a financial year from 1st April to 31st March. Suppose that if there are two sectors in an economy, one is agriculture, another is manufacturing. Suppose that here production of 1 quintal rice in particular year, suppose that entire country is producing only 1 quintal rice, then GDP here in agriculture sector will be quantity of product multiplied with the price, Now this price may be of current year. When we are multiplying the price based on current year, then such GDP will be associated with current year GDP based on current price. If we are multiplying this price based on particular fixed year, that will be considered as the base year. So Government of India revised a base year, keep a fixed base year to avoid from the fluctuations caused by inflation or change in the market, a structural change in the economy or various day-to-day change in the market economic activities. This price, generally the value of goods and services are calculated based on fixed price rather than current price. Suppose that if current price is, the current price is 40 rupees per kg, then 1 quintal rice value will be equal to 4,000 rupees. In agriculture sector, GDP of agriculture sector will be 4,000. But suppose that in 2011-12, this price was just only 20 rupees per kg. In 2011-12, based on fixed year, This fixed year, base year, generally we keep based on more sustainable economic activities, the year in which generally sustainable economic growth is achieved. There are less fluctuations with respect to change in the price, less fluctuations with respect to change in employment rate, change in rate of RBI repo rate, or there are not very fluctuations across the globe as well, means no such major war, pandemic, epidemic, or there are not boom or very much trough, contractions, expansions in the economy. Such sustainable year in which most of the things remain moderate, Government of India consider is the fixed base year. So suppose if we calculate based on 2011-12, then its GDP will be 2000 rupees in agriculture. Suppose manufacturing sector, we are producing one pen, one digital pen, consider its cost 500 rupees. Its cost is 500 rupees in current price. But in 2011-12, suppose that its price was 1000 rupees based on base year. With due course of time, due to competition, change in the technology, improvement of efficiency, productivity, etc., its price has been reduced, consider. So this provides us wrong data. Suppose if we want to compare with 2021, year 22, the previous year's data, if we want to do comparison, then if price will be changed, GDP will be changed. So to avoid such things, to measure accurate development or economic activities progress in the country, we need to multiply the product price with the fixed year. So Government of India keep such fixed year or base year 2011-12. It was set in 2015. It was set in 2015. Till 2015, 2004 and 5 was the base year. Means we need to calculate, or we have to calculate based on 2004-5 price. So here you can notice based on current price, the GDP of India 2022-23 is 272.41 lakh crore, and based on fixed price it is just 160.06 lakh crore, constant price. So here you are noticing the difference between 273 lakh crore and 160 lakh crore. This is huge difference. So we calculate GDP based on current price. So when we add product multiplied by fixed price, then we get GDP. If we add 4,500, so GDP of two sector or overall GDP in an economy will be 4,500. Based on current price, the GDP 2000 plus 1000 will be 3000 rupees here. So I hope about base price, about GDP on base price or current price is clear to you. So you can measure, you can notice the GDP figure here of various years. Further, how we are progressing means one of the objective of calculation of GDP is to measure the economic performance. So how economy perform like this. 160 lakh crore based on constant price. Now, another objective of measurement of GDP is to estimate the growth, just like IMF, SBI, RBI projected 6.8% growth in 2023-24. So there are various purposes of calculating GDP to measure economic performance, to compare economic progress of country, to analyze progress during several years, to check living standard of the people, to check growth of the country, or to facilitate economic policies based on such finding. Suppose that if economic progress has deducted or reduced, then we need to take certain actions to revamp it, to increase it. Now, we calculated our GDP based on fixed year, one fixed year. So, you have noticed that from 2011-12, the economy had changed significantly, strategically. There is a structural change in the economy. Several new product has evolved. Suppose that the Covishield medicine or vaccine was not available in 2011-12, so its value was 0. Now it has been evolved, developed. So similarly, several new product has been developed. So their value, their price in 2011-12 was just 0. So with due course of time, we need to very frequently update the fixed base year, but practically it is not possible that each and every year we can update it. So on an interval of 5 to 10 years, we generally keep to update, keep our base year updated. Now we are noticing here that change in the economy are not absorbed by this method. So Government of India is planning from fixed base year to chain based method, from fixed base to chain based method. Chain based GDP means rather than keeping one fixed year price, we need to multiply with weighted or average weighted price of multiple years. USA government shift over this chain based GDP in 1996. Several economies across the globe has already shifted. Government of India also planning to shift from fixed base to chain based. Now understand why it is better from fixed base to chain based and how we can move, why Government of India unable to move so far, because it is very complex, typical in nature. It is good to have international standard parameter for comparison. It is good to immediately absorb all such changes in the economy. It is good rather than on single year's price to calculate GDP based on multiple years price, which provide us better picture, correct picture, more accurate picture, which is very updated in nature. But Government of India is not so far has not moved to chain based method because of very complex calculation. Now consider here, for easy calculation I am again considering two sectors of the economy. Generally three sectors we have: agriculture, manufacturing, service sector. So to keep it easy for I am taking only two sectors only for 2 years. Suppose that agriculture, one sector, another is manufacturing sector. Now in agriculture sector, suppose for first year production is just 100 rupees. Second year production is 110 rupees. Manufacturing sector, first year production is 150 rupees, second year production is 160 rupees. Consider. Now economic growth, here you are noticing 100 to 110 means 110 minus 100 divided by 100. So it is the growth 0.1 or 10%. Now here growth equal to 160 minus 150 divided by 150, that will be 0.06067 around, or 6.7%. So this is growth. Now weighted average growth of first year, weighted average growth in agriculture sector, one plus 0.1 divided by 2 equal to 0.55 or 55%. Weighted average growth in manufacturing sector equal to 1 plus 0.067 divided by 2 equal to 0.53. Now you need to calculate the price of first products quantity with the weighted average growth. The weighted average growth just 1 second. Okay, all right, now it's okay. So weighted average growth. Now first year weighted average production 100 multiplied with 0.55, it equivalent to 55 rupees. Second year production 110 multiplied 0.55, near about 60 rupees. Roughly consider in agriculture sector. This is agriculture sector. Manufacturing sector production 150 was the first year and weighted average growth was 0.53. So it will be equivalent to maybe around 79 rupees. And second year production was 160 multiplied with 0.3, it may be around 85 rupees. This is manufacturing sector of 2 year. Now here you need to add first year agriculture plus manufacturing. So first year overall production based on weighted average growth equal to 55 plus 79 means near about 130 rupees, and second year production will be equal to 60 plus 85 means 145. So you have noticed that this is the difference between first year production, first year growth and second year growth. So here difference is just 11 rupees. Difference is just 11 rupees. So it is better than your fixed year based. I hope it is clear to you about GDP based on current price, based on fixed price, based on how we calculate chain based method. So I hope within next few years India will shift from fixed base year to chain based method. Okay, further we will continue our discussion in next lecture. Bye bye, take care.